in such a short period of time, you have worked with some really big companies. So how did you get those clients?
So I think what really happened was that I was working at Taxi for Sure before I started my own company, and Taxi for Sure was a company like Ola and Uber, and they had built an amazing team inside Taxi for Sure. So they had people from IIT, IIMs, and all these places, and they were all in one place. So what most people find in a good college, it's like, for example, if you go to IIMs, you will build this network. So I found that network in Taxi for Sure. So when Taxi for Sure got bought out by Ola, and I had good working relationships with a lot of people inside Taxi for Sure. And when they got bought out, a lot of these people went into a lot of different brands. And these were a lot of top brands in the country at that time. And when they went to these places and they knew that I had started an agency, they all came back to me and they're like, hey, we have some small bit of work over here, or, we have some small bit of work over there. And I started picking up those kind of projects. And it's that network that I built which got us a lot of our initial clients. And our only objective at that point was to make sure these people who have come to us are satisfied and really happy with what we have done for them. And that sort of resulted in them referring us to more companies. And what also happens with this network is that, maybe they're working at company A today, so maybe in 6 months they'll go to company B. So it's very important to have good working relationships with these kind of people so that you can grow with them. So that's sort of what happened in my case. So that's where I got my first initial set of clients. And once we put out the word that, we were doing work with these kind of clients and we put our work online, then more and more people started seeing that work. And a lot more people started approaching us out from outside our referral network as well.
And nowadays there are so many agencies. Like I see my friends from like your juniors, my batchmates, everyone wants to, have their own startup. They are planning to start their own agency. And in fact, some non-designers also are starting their own agencies. And not mainly design, but, social media, marketing and all of that. With so many agencies are running around, what do you think makes your agency still performing like you when you started? What makes it different from the rest?
I think firstly, what I would want to say is that, it's great that, a lot of agencies are coming up and there's a lot of work in the industry, so especially in the age of the internet where we are living in, you can work with somebody from across the globe. So there is so many companies which are starting out every single day, and all of these people need a new logo, they need a new website, they need a new app, and they need marketing support, design support, digital marketing, and the scope is humongous. So if there are a lot of people coming in, they will all find work to do. So when I started off, I usually used to see these things as competitions and, they'll probably eat into my business, and that's really not the case. And most of the times what happens is that over time I've come to realize that these competition, what I used to think is actually collaborative opportunities. So if some work comes my way, I would be more than happy to pass that work on to somebody else if that person can do a better job. So my principle has always been about like, whoever comes to you, satisfy the client, make sure he gets what he or she wants. So you might have a better taste in design, but make sure you know what the company wants as well. So they know the business better than you and you know design better than them. So just try to make sure you both can work together. And if anyone's doing a good job at that, they will probably succeed. And the only people who won't succeed are people who are in it just to make money, and just get out of it, and those kind of people, I don't see them as competition or collaborative opportunities. I think they will eventually perish. But those people who are really into it, passionate about their work and want to make something meaningful, I think there's always a lot of space in the industry for all these people. And I would urge a lot more people to keep coming up because there are a lot of chances for everyone.
Yes, we need more entrepreneurs and more leaders. And because of the corona
totally.
now, demands are also increasing, right, for everything.
Yes, absolutely. So since everyone's at home, there is even such a rise in consumers as well. So it's a great time because people are sitting at home, they want to consume content. So so as a graphic designer, at the end of the day, you're creating content, right? So there is a lot of scope for everyone, especially in a day and time like this. I think a lot of industries have been affected poorly because of this virus, but I think the design industry is something that can totally thrive in a time like this. I'm not sure about the fashion industry, and I won't comment on that, but yeah, the graphic design industry definitely has a lot of scope in this time.
Do you have any inspiration that you look up to? Any designer that you follow? What inspires you apart from your surroundings?
So I have a lot of people who I get inspired from, and it sort of keeps changing from time to time. But there have been a few people who have been consistently I've been looking up to. One of them is her name is Paula Scher. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Then there's one more guy called Michael Burett. Again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Then there's Piyush Pandey is there. He's the ad man of India. Prasoon Pandey is there. And a lot more people like these. But Paul Rand is one of my favorite designers. He designed some famous identities like IBM, Ford, UPS. And one of the really interesting stories about this guy is that when Steve Jobs approached him to make the visual identity for his new company. So Steve Jobs was the founder of Apple, and he got kicked out of Apple, and he started a new venture called Next Computers, and he went to Paul Rand to get a logo designed. And this guy comes in and he's like, I will make that logo, but I'll give you only one option, and I'll charge you $100,000 for that. And whether you like it or not, this is what it is, and you have to take it or you leave it, but I'm getting paid regardless. And what I really liked about is the conviction that he had, that he could say something like that and get away with it. And I feel people like him who have single-handedly elevated the industry, and from design just being an art form, or it became a professional business at that point. And when you put in the hours, you get paid. That's how this industry is supposed to work. But in a place like India, a lot of clients would come to you and they will get the work done and be like, hey, we don't like this work, can we get a refund? And that's really sad to see that kind of mentality, because if you want a refund of your money, I should get a refund of my time, which you probably can't do. So it doesn't happen with any other industry. If you go to a doctor, and it's not like you will pay him only if the remedy works, or you don't go to a counselor only if your mental illness is cured. You pay them for every interaction, and I think that's how design is supposed to be. And but yeah, I think I do see people giving a lot more respect to design that it deserves, but we still have a long way to go. And coming back to inspirations, there's this a design firm called Pentagram Design, and they do some really incredible work. I think all of you should go check it out. And every time I get stuck with projects, I usually go to the website and check out something similar in a similar domain that I'm working on to get some inspirations and solutions to things. And there's also this one video that I keep watching every now and then. It's called Nobody Tells This to Beginners by Ira Glass. It's a 3-minute animation, I think. And if you like that animation, there's a bigger video of him talking about a lot more things on creativity and storytelling. His name is Ira Glass, and the video's name is Nobody Tells This to Beginners. So yeah, these are a couple of things that I usually get into.